Is it still good enough to take on the S-Class and the 7 Series?
Well, is it good? I would say no.
Now, in the full-size luxury sedan segment, Audi has fallen behind its competitors. The older A8 just didn't cut it in comparison to the S-Class and the 7 Series, both of which are brand new. Now we have the latest generation of the A8 in India in the long wheelbase form, but it was introduced 2 years ago internationally. It is also the last product to enter the Indian market in this segment from the Germans, and it's also the most expensive among the three. But despite all of that, can the Audi A8 in its new avatar go up against the S-Class and the 7 Series with the latest tech and gadgets? Let's find out.
When reviewing a car like the A8, well, there is no other place you can start the review from except this seat. Now, like Rahul said earlier, the A8 does have a set of challenges, which means it's, of course, the most expensive car in its segment, despite the fact that it's the last one. Now, can it make up for that time, and does it justify the price? Well, we're in the right place to find out. And if you're someone who's going to be chauffeur driven in this car, well, this car is really spot on delivering upon your requirements. Now, if you look at the seat setup, it's a 4-seat setup, and you've got this lovely looking premium console running through the center. And the major attraction point here is that you've got a touchscreen tablet here. Best part is you can just pop it out and use it pretty much like a remote on from anywhere in the car. So yes, as far as seats are concerned, seats are excellent, great cushioning, lot of comfort, many options. So you can basically slide the seat forward like I'm doing right now. You can slide them back, you can change the headrest angle, you can do a lot of adjustment options, which means it's easy to get that perfect seating position. Now, of course, this is the A8L, so legroom is not something we really need to discuss or I need to show you. There is a lot of it, in fact, so even if you're a tall guy, legroom and headroom is not going to be an issue at all. Beyond that, if you talk about the center console, well, of course, you have a wireless charging pad here, so you can place your phone. You have again the USB outlets, and you have a fridge here as well. So on the move, if you want to have that glass of champagne, well, no problem, you can always have your drink chilled. And apart from that, you have these two good looking, very nice, aptly sized tablets. On either seats, you can use these tablets to not only control various in-vehicular functions, but use or see your entertainment as well. So yes, as far as the rear seating experience is concerned, the Audi A8L certainly comes off as an excellent vehicle. It gives you top-notch comfort, it gives you great features, but where it stands out from its competition is this design, the way it delivers things, and the fact that it delivers a lot more technology than its key rivals as far as the seat is concerned. Now, one of the good pieces in this car is that it's got matrix lighting. It's not just on the outside but on the inside as well, and what that means is that you can use these reading lights to, of course, read, but you can adjust them. So it's not just one permanent position where these lights will focus. They are beam on. You can actually use the tablet and you can focus the area, and these lights will adjust the illumination accordingly. Cool feature. And now it's time to witness the party piece in the A8L, especially in the rear seat. And this means that you can recline, you can get a massage, not just for your back, your shoulder, even for your foot. And this is how it's done. And that's it. A massage all round. Well, what more can you ask at the end of the day? not many owners of the A8L would end up in this seat, but if you do, well, this is what you get. Now, if you look at the dashboard design, it is very different from what you find on the S-Class or say the 7 Series. You get a full piano black finish all round. Of course, the top this has leather finish, and the main thing you'll notice right here is in the center console is the fact that you get two screens, both of them being touch, and these come with haptic touch response. So it's not just wherein you touch and you get a command executed. You need to exert some bit of pressure, and in terms of visibility, this system is fine. The screen is good, it works well. Once you get used to the touch response, the pressure, again, things are easy to use. The only problem is that using the lower screen can be a bit distracting for the driver, because there's no way I could at least find out, even once I got used to the controls, to use any function here without taking my eyes off the road. But beyond that, of course, you have this wonderful Audi's virtual cockpit. Really looks the part, gives you a lot of information, and you have this new steering wheel. Again, looks premium, has got the usual controls. Even at the front, you do have, in terms of convenience, a wireless charging point here. And well, if you talk about quality of materials, well, I really can't find any fault with them. The build quality again is good. The Bang & Olufsen speakers, the sound system is fantastic. The only grouse I have with the cabin here is that the piano black finish, of course, in the dusty conditions in India, attracts a lot of dust and thumbprints. And at times we noticed, at some times of the day, depending on the sunlight and the angle, light can bounce off the shiny surface, making a little bit inconvenient for the driver and maybe the occupants at the rear. But beyond that, I really don't have anything to complain. The seats are excellent, and of course they give you the ventilated function. There's this wonderful panoramic sunroof, so it just adds a lot of airiness to an already spacious cabin. It looks modern, it looks tech loaded. It's just not as classy as, say, the Mercedes-Benz S-Class. But then again, people have their preferences. Some prefer beauty and design, and some prefer a technology-loaded interface, which is precisely what the A8L offers.
So now that we've established that the A8 is supremely comfortable to be sitting in, and it is extremely feature loaded, but what is it like to drive from behind the wheel?
Like I said earlier, it's not very likely that someone who's owning this car would be here, but if you are, it's not a bad place to be in actually. If I talk about the engine, it's got a 3-liter petrol engine. It's a V6 motor, and it has a mild hybrid setup. Now, the power you get from this is about 340 horsepower and about 500 Newton meters of torque, which is quite a lot. Even though it is a big and heavy car, the power is sufficient, more than sufficient to move this big car at a rapid pace. And if you talk about the mild hybrid technology, the good thing about this is that when you're coasting between 55 and say about 160 kilometers, for about 40 seconds the motor can be turned off. The system would turn the motor off and the vehicle would coast on just the battery power, and that saves fuel. So yeah, it's a good technology. On highways it will help save fuel. The engine itself is quite responsive. Acceleration is good. You can really reach highway speeds in a matter of few seconds. The gearbox has been paired well to the engine, so yes, if you want to push the car, you can, and it can attain speeds quite easily. And when you go fast, well, of course, you also have to have a car that can handle well. Now, there is no denying the fact of getting around the size and weight of this car. It does not defy that, but still it is an extremely easy car to drive, which can be pushed around a bit, even around corners. Of course, you have Quattro, So you've got the all-wheel drive, the grip from that.
So the ride quality in this car is exceptional because
Yes.
it comes with adaptive air suspension, and
Yes.
you can raise it and lower it as well.
Yes,
which
it's
is
got that
very good for
option.
Indian road conditions, because if you approach a really tall speed breaker, you can always raise the suspension and you'll be
Absolutely.
extremely happy without scraping the bottom of the car.
And
'cause
this
car
has-
is long.
Yes, it's got a really long wheelbase. So
Additionally,
that
it comes with rear wheel steering for the first time in this segment.
yep.
So I think parking maneuvers and the turning radius of this car is extremely small, and so that makes parking very easy with this car.
It makes it a lot more agile. Yes, like we just discussed, good to drive in terms of ride and handling. Again, good ride quality, especially very good, and safety. Well, again, it's an Audi and it's a flagship sedan for Audi. So yes, they haven't really left any stones unturned. It comes with all-round airbags, and it comes with things such as ABS, it comes with traction control, and a lot many other active and passive safety features. So well, that again establishes the fact that the A8L in India, with all the bells and whistles, really comes across as a car that gives you a supremely comfortable cabin and a refined driving experience, and that I think is a combination that not every car in this segment offers right now.
So what is really important for a customer of this segment is the NVH levels inside the cabin. Additionally, is there a diesel offering as well with the A8?
There is unfortunately no diesel in this segment, and that's a bit of a downer because many buyers in this segment prefer to have a diesel cars, and of course then there's also the thing where a lot of hotels and luxury cab providers buy these cars. They also prefer a diesel option, so that is one area where this misses out compared to its rival. As far as NVH is concerned, it is really nice. The cabin is insulated from external sounds and vibrations very well, so the NVH levels are low and perfectly in sync with the positioning and the character of this vehicle as a luxury sedan.
Now, like we mentioned, the Audi A8, it drives phenomenally well.
Yes.
It is really well equipped with features that we wouldn't expect in a car
Absolutely.
till date. But that price tag, it is 2 years late to the Indian market, and it's also the most expensive in the segment. But is it still good enough to take on the S-Class and the 7 Series?
Well, is it good? I would say no.
Why?
It is an excellent car actually. It's not just good. It is an excellent car. So the A8L, like Rahul said, packs in a lot of technology that the other two German cars do not. And of course, it's great to be in the rear seat. It's great to drive, and it looks good as well. As you can see, it's got a lot of nice things running around. It's got that large grille up front, which is, by the way, largest for any Audi car ever. You get these matrix LED, the laser technology in the headlights, and I must tell you, in the dark, because I was driving the car early morning today when it was really dark, and the illumination provided by those headlamps is phenomenally good. And of course, it's a long car, looks the part. The rear again is sharp. It's got a lot of chrome, so of course a lot of buyers in India are definitely going to love this bit. So yes, with so many things working in favor of the A8L, it is, like I said, not just a good car, it's an excellent car. But yes, the price now at 1.56 crore, the A8L does offer a lot of segment first features. It offers great comfort. The only slight issue I have with the car is that in today's age and time, when there are already cars in this segment, and in fact a segment below, that are coming with autonomous driving features. I'm not talking about full autonomy, I'm talking about partially autonomous driving features. The A8L actually misses out on those, and that is my slight issue with this car. To be fair, it is going to be mostly a chauffeur driven car, so it's not that you would really miss out on those autonomous driving features. And well, in the real world, we know it, not all of those features work well in India as intended. So with that in mind, yes, the A8L for us at 1.56 crore rupees ex-showroom is an excellent car that delivers a bucket load of new technologies. If you are someone who prefers tech over contemporary beauty and design, the A8L completely aces it.